Look at local news this morning. We begin in North Talladega County. The Talladega County Drug and Violent Crime Task Force assisted other state and federal agencies Wednesday night in making an arrest in Lincoln. Faisal Hussein Elnahan, age 37, was arrested in connection with an EBT fraud scheme that resulted in the arrest of 17 suspects in Jefferson County. The arrests were made during raids at 11 businesses throughout the county. AL.com reported Wednesday that hundreds of thousands of dollars had been cheated from the food stamp program, and at least some of that money had been sent by wire transfer to Yemen. Electronic benefits cards, or EBTs, are government-issued debit cards that replace food stamps. They can be used for food, non-alcoholic beverages, and other necessary items, mostly through the Supplemental Nutritional Program. The cards are reloaded each month. Now, according to the AL.com story, store owners and managers bought the cards and then would sell them to a wholesaler using the stolen cards to buy items they could sell in their own stores for a significantly inflated price. Now, the person who sold the EBT would have money for items like alcohol, tobacco, and drugs, according to police. Talladega Task Force Commander Jason Murray said he'd already become familiar with Elnaham after participating in a search for spice in Jefferson County 7 or 8 months ago. The arrest Wednesday went smoothly, although Elnaham did have to sleep in the Talladega County Jail overnight. Elnaham was last in trouble with law enforcement in 2009 when he was arrested for selling bogus name brand cigars. A two-vehicle accident involving a 1999 Mack truck carrying logs and a 2013 Honda Civic sent people from the latter vehicle to the hospital Thursday, according to Alabama State Troopers. The truck was driven by Timothy McGinnis, who was uninjured. Becky Phipps, age 51, of Sylacauga, was driving the Honda, and Rick Daughtery, age 55, was a passenger. Both were transported to Citizens BMC by North Star Ambulance. Authorities have released the names of those who died Wednesday in a head-on collision. St. Clair County Coroner Dennis Russell identified the victims as Burt Wright, age 34, of Asheville, and Brenda Money, age 68, of Vinson. Russell said Money was traveling south along US 231 and Wright was traveling north in a pickup truck. The collision happened along US 231 north of Pope's Chapel Road. He said both victims died of blunt force trauma. They were both pronounced dead at the scene. The accident forced the closure of US 231 for a number of hours. 2 people were arrested on felony drug charges at the Alabama's Best Motel in Sylacauga this week, according to Talladega County Drug and Violent Crime Task Force. Christopher Shane Cook, age 35, of Sylacauga, and Sarah Michelle Allred, age 19, of Childersburg, were both charged with manufacture of a controlled substance in the first degree and felony possession of drug paraphernalia. Cook was also charged with possession of a controlled substance as well, that according to Task Force Commander Jason Murray. Murray said Sylacauga police had gotten information that someone that they had warrants for was staying in a particular room at the motel. When they went looking for the individual, they discovered Cook and Allred and a methamphetamine lab in plain view. According to jail records, Cook's bond set at $100,000 and Allred's at $50,000. Both had their first court appearance on Thursday. Also, Murray said that Sheila Brown Thrasher, age 34, of Talladega, was arrested after her bond of distribution of a controlled substance was revoked earlier this week. Thrasher got caught trying to pass contraband to jail inmates at the Talladega County Judicial Building, Murray said. As of late this week, she had not been given any additional charges. Numerous mayors from throughout Talladega County attended a program on addressing litter problems in the area's respective cities yesterday. Sylacauga's Doug Murphy, Oak Grove's Tony White, Childersburg's Jimmy Payne, and Lincoln's Bud Kitchen all attended the event, as well as various Sylacauga city employees. The program, administered by Tuscaloosa Police Captain Ariel Gillum, addresses the specific ways in which cities can minimize littering including using coordinated efforts among city departments, revamping city trash ordinances, and using police resources. One of the most effective ways to reduce littering, Gillum said, was to update city ordinances to provide more motivation to avoid littering, namely through increased fines or even jail time. To that end, city police on patrol could have some of the largest impact in making sure their respective cities remain clean. Gillum did note, however, that providing warnings beforehand may be enough to curb those same problems with less hassle. Now, the meeting was of particular interest to Mayor Murphy, who hoped to use what he learned to solve some of Sylacauga's litter issues directly and through drumming up interest in the Sylacauga Beautification Council. One of the methods mentioned was to partner with local fast food restaurants to put up notices about littering. Another method Murphy considered is speaking with local schools in an attempt to dissuade children from tossing out their trash. And a sports note this morning at 15 after the hour, Sylacauga's high school football team has just finished their spring practice and positive outlook for the 2015 season. The Aggies return a number of players from both sides of the ball, particularly the offense. It'll bring back 9 starters, including the majority of its offensive line, 1,300-yard rusher Alex Thomason and quarterbacks Jordan Daniel and Jackson Walker, both of whom saw plenty of playing time in 2014. For Coach Matt Griffith, it was a clean week of football, one that pointed a clear picture of next season's team. With that, Griffith understands what he saw in the spring won't be a carbon copy of the squad he fields come August. Now, Sylacauga will be in the weight room for the summer and get set for fall practice in early August. 16 after the hour, an announcement is expected in days to come of a new baseball coach over at Sylacauga High School, and we will release that when more information becomes available to us. Weather forecast presented by Thornton Service Company in Sylacauga. Ricky Thornton and Jess Thornton at Thornton Service Company. Partly cloudy today with a high near 87 degrees. Warmer through your weekend. A hot weekend shaping up with highs in the 90s and lows in the 60s. And into Tuesday, calling for partly cloudy sky on Tuesday with a 60% chance of thunderstorms. Looks hot and dry for your weekend into the early part of next week with highs in the low 90s and lows in the mid to upper 60s.